Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to United Way for Southeastern Michigan's virtual town hall on stimulus payments and filing your taxes. My name is Audrey Walker, and I will be your moderator for today's town hall. Today, we will hear from United Way's President and CEO, Dr. Darian Hudson, Matt Hetherwick, Director of Individual Tax Programs with Accounting Aid Society, and Arnitra Cooksey, Tax Services Manager with Wayne Metropolitan Community Action Agency. For those of you watching live, please leave your questions in the Q&A chat box, which you will find by clicking the question mark at the top right-hand corner of your screen. The last 10 minutes of today's town hall are reserved for questions, and we will do our best to get through every question. Now I'd like to give a warm welcome to United Way for Southeastern Michigan's President and CEO, Dr. Darian Hudson, to say a few words.
Thank you, Audrey, and good afternoon to everyone. Welcome to United Way's virtual town hall on stimulus payments and filing your taxes. This is just one installment of a series of virtual town halls we are providing to connect you with the information and resources that you need to weather this unprecedented crisis. To see our previous town halls on unemployment insurance, accessing food assistance, and water and utilities assistance, please visit unitedwaysem.org/virtual-town-halls. The website is also included in the Q&A chat box. On our last town hall, we discussed utility assistance, and I just want to remind you that if you are having trouble paying your utility bills, United Way is here to help. The Michigan Energy Assistance Program, known as MEAP, at United Way can assist eligible families with direct financial assistance to ease the burden of utility bills during this time of crisis. If you're interested in learning more, please call 844-211-4994, Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., or learn more at unitedwaysem.org/MEAP. We know that access to resources like this are essential to the financial stability of households throughout our region. That's why today we are connecting with two exceptional partners who have provided access to tax services throughout this pandemic that can help you access your stimulus payments. First, we will hear from Matt Hetherwick, who is the Director of Individual Tax Programs at Accounting Aid Society. Matt joined Accounting Aid Society in January 2018 as a tax site coordinator and was promoted to his current position in 2019. Matt has over 12 years of experience in finance, business, and operations. He received his bachelor's in finance from Michigan State University and earned both a master's in finance and in business administration from the University of Michigan Dearborn campus. Matt is a mission-driven finance and accounting leader, and we are thrilled that he was able to join us today to help connect you with the tax services that you need. Our second partner we will hear from today is Arnitra Cooksey, Tax Services Manager at Wayne Metropolitan Community Action Agency. Arnitra's primary role is managing the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance, or VITA program, which offers free income tax assistance to low and moderate income individuals and families. Arnitra began her career as a volunteer at Wayne Metro in 2009 and has been currently working in her role since 2013. We are so grateful to have Arnitra with us today to share this valuable information. And now I am very pleased to turn this over to Matt Hetherwick from the Accounting Aid Society, who is going to now share some valuable information with us. Thank you for joining us. And Matt, you're up.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it, Dr. Hudson. And thank you to the entire United Way of Southeast Michigan team for asking us to be here today. I'm going to share my screen real quick. Accounting Aid Society has been providing tax prep services for over 40 years. We have an IRS VITA program to provide free tax prep services to those that qualify. As mentioned a few minutes ago or seconds ago, VITA stands for the Volunteer Income Tax Services. Accounting Aid Society services over 18,000 tax returns a year We've helped put more than $21 million back into the community via credits and refunds in the last year. We understand that the tax time can be a stressful time for many people. When COVID-19 forced us into shelter in place, we worked hard to create a solution to continue to provide free tax services to our community. In addition, we know that we are a trusted source of information pertaining to the IRS, so we've developed an easy-to-use, frequently asked questions page on our website. These have been uncertain times, but we are here to help with one thing that we know is certain, and that is your taxes. The IRS, the state of Michigan, and the city of Detroit have all changed their filing deadline dates to July 15th. Other localities in our local communities, such as Highland Park, Hamtramck, and Pontiac, have changed theirs to July 30th. To qualify for VITA services, you have to have household income at or below $56,000. If you're currently concerned about having to go to a location to have your taxes prepared, please don't worry about that. Here at Accounting and Society, we have created the VITA ACE program, so that way you don't have to leave your home. It's an accessible, convenient, and an electronic way to get your income taxes completed. All you need is a smartphone, such as an iPhone or an Android, an email address, and access to the internet. Our VITA ACE program is IRS approved and utilizes a secured and encrypted software to transmit your tax documents electronically. We will have a VITA certified staff member call you to conduct your intake and interview and also help you upload your documents. Getting your taxes done are an extremely important thing. It can help you obtain tax credits such as your earned income tax credit, homestead property tax credits, possibly even home heating credits. We know in these times, all of those things are very, very important for us to obtain. So we're here to help. In addition, it might also help you receive your economic impact payment if you haven't already received it. So filing your taxes is a priority of ours to help you get that completed. Speaking of the economic impact payment, you can visit our website to get an up-to-date information, or any up-to-date information, I apologize, that's provided by the IRS and the US Treasury. On the screen right now, I'm just sharing our VITA ACE program with you. As I mentioned, it is accessible, it's convenient, and electronic. The entire idea is that this is a touchless process where you don't need to leave the comforts of your own home. We got this approved by the IRS using software that they have certified, and believe that will be completely, like I said, encrypted to protect your information from anybody trying to obtain it. If you're looking to make an appointment, there's a few ways to do it. One, if you've been an Accounting Aid Society client, we hope you just go to our website here. You can click on Make an Appointment. There's also access via the surveymonkey.com/r/virtual tax. It's an online way to get there. And you can also call us to schedule an appointment. How the process works is that you schedule an appointment through the system, and then ask you a few questions to ensure that the program is right for you. And then you gather your tax documents. And then during the time that your appointment is scheduled, we will have a VITA certified staff member contact you to walk you through the process. Your tax return is then completed, and returned to you electronically for you to sign. At that point in time, a VITA certified staff member will go through that tax return to make sure you understand everything that's within inside of that tax return. One other thing that I want to share with you on our webpage, as I said, we know we're a trusted resource within the community to provide information that's being sent out by the IRS and the US Treasury. So we created a response to the COVID-19 updates and assistance. Here on this page is a straightforward amount of information for you, such as we recently learned that the Treasury, although stating that checks would be sent out for those that didn't have direct deposit, they have switched and reversed course a little bit. They are now sending out prepaid Visa debit cards. We want to make sure everybody is aware that they could be receiving those. They've recently sent out 4 million stimulus payments via those cards. It can be confusing because all we kept hearing was direct deposit or checks, when now there's a different method. We don't want anybody to miss out on the opportunity to utilize this. We don't want you to throw it away. So it's information like this that we're constantly updating for our community to make sure that you guys have the information that you need. And that is what I have today.
All right, thank you, Matt. We're now going to turn it over to Arnitra Cooksey, Tax Service Manager of Wayne Metropolitan Community Action Agency.
Hi, everyone. Sorry about that. I'm just going to briefly speak about the economic impact payment, also known as the stimulus check, which was authorized by the Coronavirus Aid Relief and Economic Security Act, also known as the CARES Act. Filers are eligible to receive, single filers are eligible to receive up to $1,200. Joint filers are eligible to receive up to $2,400, with an additional $500 for each qualifying child under the age of 17. Some filers are eligible to receive it automatically, such as Social Security, SSI, VA, railroad, and pension beneficiaries. Those taxpayers that are required to file a tax return must file their 2018 or 2019 federal tax return. Those that have little to no income and do not receive SSI, Social Security, VA, or railroad benefits should visit the irs.gov website and complete the non-filers tool. There are some clients that are ineligible to receive this payment, which are the high income filers. So those filers that are single and married filing separately filers over $99,000, head of household filers over $136,500, and joint filers over $198,000. Filers that are also claimed as a dependent on someone else's tax return, clients that do not have Social Security numbers, non-resident alien filers, or filers that filed a Form 1040 NREZ, a 1040 PR, or a 1040 SS for 2019 are ineligible to receive this payment. The IRS has two interactive tools available that can assist clients in obtaining the EIP payments. The first tool is called Do I Need to File a Tax Return? This is an interactive tool that helps determine if you need to file your 2018 or 2019 tax return. They also have a tool called Get My Payment, which provides you the status of your EIP's check or the payment type. A couple of notes that I do want to provide to everyone is that the IRS will be continuing to process these EIPs payments throughout the year. And if you do not receive your EIP payment this year, when you file your 2020 tax return, you will receive it at that time. The payments are not taxable. Therefore, they will not reduce your refund or increase the amount that you owe when you file your 2020 tax return. Another important notice that clients should know is that everyone received those letters estimated 15 days after they received the payments to the address that the IRS has on file for them. The IRS is requesting that everyone keeps those letters because they will provide next steps or further information when you need to file your 2020 tax return. I also want to mention that those that do need assistance with filing their tax returns virtually and or applying for the EIP payment, that Wayne Metro does have virtual tax services that are 100% touchless that can assist you in that process. Thank you.
All right, thank you, both of you. We do have a couple of questions coming in, so we will begin getting the questions now. If you haven't done so, please put your questions in the Q&A box as well. And our first question is a question about taxes. And it says, I'm a little leery about my upcoming virtual tax session. Should I go this route instead of in person? And also, will my state and city taxes be prepared as well? So Matt, if you want to start by answering that question.
Certainly. And thank you. And I think that's a great question to start off with too. So I appreciate that question. I understand being leery. I think anybody would be. However, us at Accounting and Society, we've talked to over 700 taxpayers in the 4.5, almost 5 weeks that we've been operating our program. We've gotten very comfortable with understanding the tips and the tricks that need to be done to help a taxpayer hold their hand through the process of uploading the documents. The other problem that we see is that we're not sure when a more normal operation might happen. And if you have a filing deadline of July 15th, it may not be where we have regular tax sites open yet. So the touchless virtual process may be your only option. So we're here, we've been working hard to make sure that we have that available and we're there to support you. In addition, yes, at our sites, when you have your taxes done, your federal returns done, your state returns done, and any local communities such as City, Detroit, Hamtramck, Helen Park, those tax returns are completed as well.
Great. Arnitra, did you have anything to add into that?
Yes, thank you. Yes, our tax preparers over at Wayne Metro are also familiar with navigating our virtual taxless process, and we're currently coming up with a drop-off method that we will hope to have that up and running sometime next month for those clients that are not tech savvy and are leery of the virtual experience. So you'll be able to come in, drop off your documents in a safe manner within the CDC guidelines, and we can help you that way to ensure that you're able to file your taxes before that July 15th deadline.
Great. That's good to know as well. We've got some other questions coming in here. This next question says, if someone has asylum immigration status, would it affect their eligibility for the stimulus check? So Matt, if you wanted to answer, or Arnitra, actually, if you want to answer that.
I'm going to admit I'm not too familiar with the asylum package where to determine if they will be eligible to, as long as they have, based on the IRS website, if they are a resident alien and or have a social security number, but then they are eligible for that EIP payment.
Okay. And then in that regard, how does receiving the stimulus payment affect your Social Security?
It does not affect your Social Security at all.
Okay. Okay. Now, what if the IRS site says my payment status is unavailable? What does this mean?
If it's set, it means that they have not yet started to process your stimulus check yet, and or it could mean that you have not entered your address correctly. One of the tips is to enter your address exactly as it is on that last tax return that you filed with the IRS, because if you miss street or misspell it, it does, that error message does populate.
Okay, that's good information to know, because we want to make sure everybody has the correct information aligned so that they're, everything's correct as possible so they can get what they're looking for as well. Just another quick question here too. What do you think is one of the most important things to know when filing your taxes this year? I'm just going to send that over to you, Matt.
Can you repeat that again for me? I was reading.
What is one of the most important things that you should know when filing your taxes this year? Or what is something that you want people to know about or consider when they're filing their taxes this year?
I think that if they have the requirement to file by the deadline, that they get their taxes filed in time by July 15th. If they don't have a filing requirement, we have extended tax filing services that go into the fall and early winter time. So for instance, somebody who maybe has fixed income such as Social Security or SSI only, there may not be a rush to have your income taxes completed by the July 15th deadline. But we want to make sure that you can get your home heating credit or property tax credit or any refunds due as soon as possible, but that there's not that time crunch for those individuals. So that's one of the biggest things. The other thing is just to be prepared to have all your stuff. We know things get shuffled around as we've been around, so just being ready and prepared and making sure you have all your documents when you need them.
Okay, great. And this question is for Arnitra. I know you had mentioned a little bit about filing your taxes for 2020. But the question here was, how will these stimulus payments affect me when I file taxes for 2020 next year?
The stimulus payment will not affect your 2020 tax return. The payments are not taxable, so they will not reduce your refund, and they will not increase the amount you owe for your 2020 tax return. But it does provide those that needed to add a dependent to receive that extra $500, and or if they did not receive this payment at this time, that they get that same opportunity and receive it next year when they file their 2020 tax return. So it's really a benefit for those that have not received it yet or may need to add a dependent to their tax return to receive that payment.
Okay, very good. And then similar type of question for you, is there anything that you feel like is most important that people need to know about the stimulus payments or anything that you wanted to add regarding that?
I don't think there's anything else I needed to add regarding the stimulus payment. Just make sure that that you have received it and or have filled out that non-filers form if you're in that category of not having to have that requirement of filing a tax return. And for those that have not filed a 2018 or 2019 tax return, please do so, because that's just extra little pocket change for those that may really need it right now during this time.
Definitely. And then I have another question here about taxes as well. How do I know if I'm required to file taxes?
That's a great.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. Oh, that's a great question. I'll take that one. Sorry.
Sure.
You can follow up, Arnitra. It's important to file. If you have earned income, there's a chance you're going to have a filing requirement. There's a standard deduction. For instance, an individual has $12,200 of standard deduction. If their income is above that, they'd have a filing requirement from a federal. The other thing to keep in mind is that sometimes you may not have a filing requirement at the federal level, but you might have one at the state or local level. So is what we encourage is anybody who has earned income, they should be reaching out and having their income taxes prepared. And that also includes individuals who may have other types of income, such as retirement income, or if they took a distribution from a retirement account during changing of jobs or anything like that. So those are some of the key parts. The other thing is that even if you don't have a filing requirement, we do have the homestead property tax credit in the state of Michigan. It's also eligible for renters, and there's also the home heating credit, which you could be eligible for. So just because you don't think you have a filing requirement, you might be missing out on opportunities to get credits back from the state.
Okay, great. And then Arnitra, did you want to add something to that?
Yeah, I think Matt touched on everything. One of the things I do want to add is that even if you don't know, you can also use that interactive tool on irs.gov. That do I need to file my tax return? You answer a series of questions, and then they'll let you know right there at the end if you do or do not need to file a tax return. And then I also want to add to Matt's list is that even if you may not have earned a great deal of money during the year, but you had federal or state withholdings, also file the tax return so you can get that back.
Okay, and just can you refresh our memories real quick on the deadline for submitting taxes if you live outside of the city of Detroit? So I know there were
July.
some. Okay, go
Yeah,
ahead.
the federal filing deadline is now July 15th. The state of Michigan is July 15th. If you live in a city that's not Detroit that does have income taxes, because there's 23 other cities in the state, those have all moved to July 30th.
Okay. And then do you have to be a Wayne County resident to get help with your taxes from both of your organizations?
At Accounting Aid Society, no. We have tax services in Wayne County, Livingston, Oakland, and Macomb counties.
Okay.
No, you do not have to live inside the Wayne County premises to receive services from Wayne Metro's tax program.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. We've got another question here. If you file your taxes by extended filing dates, are you still eligible to receive the stimulus check?
Yes, the IRS has stated that they will be continuing to process these stimulus check payments throughout the year.
Okay, that's great. All right, well, that looks like all the questions that we have for today. I just wanted to give a quick minute to either one of you if you felt like you wanted to add something else as we're ready to wrap up here.
All right. Well, thank you. Well, we really appreciate our partnership with United Way. We have a relationship with Wayne Metro as well. We appreciate everything that they do. And thank you to the community. We're here to help. We're here to provide services. We're here to help in uncertain times with the most important certain thing in your lives, which is taxes. So we're here. We're an information. We're a resource, and we're here to help. So thank you very much for having us today. We really, really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes, and I have to back everything that Matt said. We appreciate and value the relationship that we have with United Way and Accounting Aid Society. We just want the community to know that we understand that taxes is sometimes scary, but both organizations are here to get you through it, even during this hard time. And Wayne Metro has additional services outside of tax. So if there's any services that you may need at this time, to please visit our website at waynemetro.org.
Okay, great. Thank you both so much for joining us today, and thank you to all of you who have participated by asking great questions. I'm now going to turn it back over to Dr. Hudson.
Okay. Thank you, Audrey, and thank you so much to Matt and Arnitra for sharing this important information with us. You said it when you said taxes can be scary, and they absolutely can. And it's a lot of information. It's a lot to dissect, and knowing that we have agency partners like Wayne Metro, like the Accounting Aid Society to help our community is such a comfort. So thank you so much to both of you for being here with us today. For those of you who are listening who may be in need of other services, you can start by dialing 211. 211 is our information and referral helpline that it remains open during the pandemic. We are open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We maintain a running list of available services in the community that can connect you to all types of supports. All you need is your zip code, and we'll be able to connect you to agencies, over 1,300 agencies that can provide resources for you. If you don't wish to dial 211 and you would rather go online, you can do so by going to unitedwaysem.org/211. On the search page, you can enter the resource that you are looking for, and it will provide a list of available supports in your area. Our next town hall will be on Wednesday, May 27th at 10 a.m. with guest speaker Dr. Rose Moten, clinical psychologist, author, and founder of Bloom Transformation Center, to discuss mental health issues, including grief, post-traumatic stress disorder, and accessing mental health services. Please join us then. Before we sign off, I would like to remind all of you, if you have not already done so, to please complete your census. You can fill it out online, and it only takes a few minutes. It's only 9 questions. The census impacts everything that we do, from funding our public schools, Head Start programs, libraries, and critical nutrition programs. Find out more at becountedmi2020.com. With that, we wish you well. Have a safe Memorial Day weekend, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Be well, and God bless.